We already want it here. If you want that, I'm in the room. We already want it here. Pop, pop, pop. Make them drop, drop, drop. Pop, pop, pop. Make them drop, drop, drop. I got the good love, girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know. I got the good love, girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know.
Lord, if I
Girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know. I got the good love, girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know.
Lord, you fine. My kind of rubber duck wit. Get no running here, but baby, can you handle this?
You got that good love, girl.
You wanna get, hesitate, don't debate, can't wait to slap it.
Good love.
Work the back like massage, nuts flapping. Let the boss take charge, hard as arithmetic. Sick things on my mind, you know, hard buster. All the time.
I got that good love, girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know. I got the good love, girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know. Girl, you didn't know.
I think we gonna make some money off this.
Keep it real.
I think we gonna.
Just keep it real.
This is for y'all real people out there. This is for my people, Coming from the dirty south. I'm coming from the dirty south. Now y'all fingers, y'all busters. We keep it real. Y'all
Just keep it real.
You know what I'm saying? MMP, like that peel, keep it real. To all you punk ass motherfuckers,
Just keep it real.
they're out there pretending like they real, and they just some punks. Everybody quiet, please. Quiet, please. Bo, hey Bo, roll another one up, man. If you wanna know the truth,
I'm stressed. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. So stressed.
where my Bo?
You wanna know what's next? I'm stressed.
Yeah,
Too much stress. So much stress. I put
throw
my
your
chest.
hands up. Yo, dog, they just shoot these motherfuckers.
Yo, put down the gun, man. Put down the gun. What's next?
Pulling none of my raps out. No, I can't. Put it on the dance track and make these people dance. Not the 300. No, I can't. Think y'all understand what you're working with and what you're gonna get back? Do what I wanna do. Show you who. Smoke my cigarette to death. Because I'm Rick, I roll. Show who's in control. If you wanna do it, everything's allowed.
Please take your time to read the disclaimer. These live streams are only for educational purposes. We are not financial advisors, so every trade you take based on the IDs shared on the live stream are your own responsibility. Alright, there we go. Welcome, fellow Cryptopians, to our weekly Friday educational sessions, where we continuously will provide value by teaching the procedural knowledge on how everything works in the cryptocurrency markets. Alright, so let's get on it and continue where we left off last week. Now, last week we talked about the first step of cryptocurrency, namely by buying and selling cryptocurrency, right? You should know by now that when you get started into cryptocurrency, it isn't as easy as just using your euro, your dollars, or your own local currency as a payment to get started. A lot of times, when you want to obtain certain cryptocurrencies in the market, you have to have other cryptocurrencies as well. So basically, if you want to buy a certain altcoin, an altcoin, like we discussed last week, an altcoin is the naming of an alternative coin, any coin in the market that's not Bitcoin, basically. Whenever you want to buy lesser known altcoins that aren't that popular, like Ethereum or Litecoin or XRP, these altcoins are usually bought with other cryptocurrencies, namely with like the most popular ones, like Bitcoin is the main type of payment for these type of cryptocurrencies, but also like Ethereum or other sorts of cryptocurrencies are getting used. So basically, yeah, we have to obtain cryptocurrency first. So we need to have a cryptocurrency supplier for that. The first one, or at least our recommendation, is one of the most popular ones, and that was Coinbase. Coinbase is a cryptocurrency exchange, a cryptocurrency broker, which offers the most popular cryptocurrencies in the entire industry against fiat money. Okay, with fiat money we mean your own local currency. So we can use dollars or euros or your own local currency. We buy cryptocurrency with it, and it gets automatically stored on the wallet that's built into the Coinbase platform. As we saw last week, when we want to use another exchange or another platform where we can really trade cryptocurrency, we have to send the cryptocurrency we have from basically from platform A to platform B, because we can't do everything on Coinbase. What if we want to buy a cryptocurrency that's not available on Coinbase? By all means, if you want to buy cryptocurrency that's available on Coinbase directly, then you can actually just use your own fiat money, like your dollars or your euros, and immediately buy that cryptocurrency. In that case, or in that scenario, in that situation, you do not need to go to another platform. You're basically set and good to go. But in most cases, if you want to trade cryptocurrency on a much deeper level, and you want to have more functions, and you want to have more access to other cryptocurrencies, you will have to use different platforms, different exchanges. And at that moment in time, we bought Bitcoin, for example, on Coinbase, but we didn't buy Bitcoin on Binance. So Binance is another platform. So in that case, we need to send the cryptocurrency we have bought on Coinbase and send that to Binance, because those cryptocurrencies are our payment method. It's our leverage that we need to exchange them for other cryptocurrencies. So in that case, that is what we're going to do. So basically, as we talked about yesterday, when you're going to Coinbase, you just have to go to the send or receive section of the market or of the platform. And when you click on send, like we discussed last week, you always have to say, where do you want to send it to? You have to provide an address, a unique code, just like you would be sending money to someone else's bank account. So basically, when you go to Binance, of course, like we talked last week, you first have to make an account, right? Very straightforward. Make your account, fill in your credentials, like your address, your ID, where do you come from, what's your email, what's your password, etc., etc. Once that is being done, you're going into the home screen on Binance, and this is the start of it, okay? But when this is the start of it, you can't do anything. Yes, you can go explore the platform itself. This might be pretty unknown to you all, but we will discuss this later on. But pretty much the first thing you need to do is when you can explore the platform, you can't do anything. Yes, you can see which coins you can buy, you can see which coins you can sell, but you don't have the payment method. So you can't buy anything because you don't have a payment. So when we go to wallet, we have an overview, we have fiat and spot is the thing you need. Basically what we can see is deposit and withdrawals. And what do we want to do right now? We want to make a deposit, okay? A deposit doesn't always mean a bank payment. A deposit can also mean a cryptocurrency deposit. Okay, so we click on that, fiat and deposit. And we click on the cryptocurrency we want to deposit. Depending on the cryptocurrency that you have bought on Coinbase, you will have to send that cryptocurrency to Binance. If we, for example, bought Bitcoin on Coinbase, then of course you need to have the Bitcoin address. And whenever you go to Bitcoin, you can have a selection of like buy, deposit, withdraw, trade, earn, convert, etc., etc. Okay. When you click on buy, then we're going to a screen where you can indeed buy crypto with your fiat money. So as you can see, Coinbase is not the only one. However, the reason why we refer you to Coinbase or like refer you to another platform, Binance is getting more and more, or at least is receiving more difficulty by being allowed in most countries. Okay, so basically there's a chance that Binance might not be able to accept fiat payments like euro, like dollars. And the reason why I also show you the other side of the market, like how to use an alternative like Binance, because even today in certain countries Binance is not allowed to accept your local payments. So I would much rather show you everyone on this call the method that always works instead of showing you a method that only works for half of our subscribers. Okay, but sometimes you can still buy crypto, go to card deposits, go to credit or debit card, and just deposit euro and buy Bitcoin with it. Okay, but we want to show you the method. What if you cannot buy with euro? What if you can buy with dollars? Then you can always just deposit cryptocurrency itself on Binance. Okay, so fiat and spot, go to Binance. Yeah, what do we want to have? We want to have a Bitcoin deposit address because we bought Bitcoin on Coinbase, theoretically, right? And then we click on deposit, because what do we want to do? We want to deposit money on Binance. If we want to get money from Binance away, we have to click on withdraw. So on Coinbase, as you might have already guessed, we have to click on withdrawal or on withdraw, okay, or on send. It's basically the same thing. Receive is the same thing as deposit, or send is the same thing as withdraw, okay? Because withdraw means we're getting it from Binance, and deposit means we're getting it to Binance. So when we click on withdraw, you would see that Binance asks us an address. Where do we want to send it to? But that's not what we want today. We want to send it to Binance, so of course, we have to click on deposit. And then instead of asking us, where do we want to send it to? First things first, guys, as we talked about last week, most of the case, you will only need the original blockchain of the coin. So in this case, Bitcoin is the Bitcoin blockchain. Click on Bitcoin. Don't confuse yourself with these other type of chains like the Binance chain or the Binance Smart chain or the Ethereum chain. Right as of today, just use the Bitcoin chain because that's the one you will mostly use. And immediately it will send us or show us an address. Okay, so this basically means, yo, this Bitcoin wallet is the direction is basic. This is the wallet. This is the address of your Bitcoin wallet on Binance, your personal one that's made on your personal Binance account. Okay, so basically there only exists one of those. There is no wallet that's identical to this one. So everybody that's sending money to this one right here is sending money to Binance. So if you would accidentally send money to this address, it would belong to me. Okay, just so you know. So basically that's the same thing. You copy this address and then of course you paste it into Coinbase. For the people that don't know this yet, again, a small reminder as of last week. Last week we saw how this works, but just to quickly show this again. Let's quickly log into Coinbase. Let me quickly get my 2FA code. Okay, 6032187. All right, verify. Should be getting in right now. I don't have any crypto on Coinbase right now, but the method should stay the same. You go to Coinbase. We saw how to buy and sell last week. We click on send or receive. Select the cryptocurrency you want to send, at least the one you bought. As you can see, I have 0 Bitcoin, so the example for me in this case doesn't matter, but if I'm selecting Bitcoin because I bought Bitcoin, send to where? This is the address, to that. To the address that I copied from Binance, okay? That's it. No note, no something else, only the address. The note is a Coinbase thing. I just want to send it to Binance, and usually the address is the only thing you need, okay? Pay with Bitcoin, obviously, and then just click on continue. Of course, if you would own Bitcoin, you would still need to enter the amount you want to send. This can be the full amount. Let's say you bought like 1 Bitcoin. You can also send like 0.1 Bitcoin or 0.5 or like a full Bitcoin. You know what I mean, right? So just specify if you are willing to send everything or like a few, like a small part of it, right? But once you did that, click on continue, and then everything will be done for you. Then you just have to wait. Everything has been done. You just go to overview or go to fiat and spot wallet again, and you wait until it arrives, okay? This can take some time, especially Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been one of the first, well, actually is the first cryptocurrency that was ever designed. So basically this means Bitcoin is rather slow compared to other cryptocurrencies out there. So basically it might take a little bit longer to receive your Bitcoin than other altcoins. Altcoins like XRP or like ADA, they arrive very quickly. Why? They were designed after Bitcoin, at least a few years after Bitcoin. So they had time to upgrade the network. Bitcoin was the first, so it was revolutionary, but it's rather slow compared to the competition. Okay. Don't worry about that. Bitcoin, even Bitcoin itself, which was the first and which is kind of outdated right now, but which was the first. Don't worry, it's still miles and miles ahead of the current banks. You know. So basically, this means it might take a few minutes, maybe max an hour, maybe half an hour, but probably even quicker than that. But if you're doing a bank deposit or a bank withdrawal to another bank or make a payment, it can maybe take like 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 full days. So don't worry about it. Bitcoin is still tons and tons of faster than the system we have today and that we know today with the traditional banks. Okay. So right, so you just wait, and usually if you made an email, if you don't want to wait or at least want to be stuck after your screen, for example, after your PC, and if you want to do something else, usually when it arrives, you will get an email from Binance itself. So if you have your email logged into on your cell phone or your mobile cell phone, then you probably will get a message that it has been deposited. Okay. Also, if you just wait and you sometimes refresh, don't refresh it like a maniac, guys. Don't worry, if you did everything correctly, it will come. The amount of times I got a message saying like, yo, I deposited money to my Binance account, it hasn't arrived yet. And I'm like, okay, when did you do it? 5 minutes ago. And I'm like, yo, guy, have patience. Like, it can take some time. Don't stress about it. It will arrive. Trust me on this. And sometimes the network, like, it can take longer today than it can take tomorrow, because Bitcoin is also based on a congestion issue. That means the more and more users that start sending Bitcoin and withdrawing Bitcoin today, the more busy the network gets. So it's possible that today your Bitcoin deposit or withdrawal might take a few more minutes than it did yesterday, for example. So that's why there's a little bit of, you need to reserve a little bit of room for the transaction to arrive, right? Because no day is the same as the other day. Okay. So once you did that, then you just wait, and eventually it will arrive. Okay. So just wait for it. Just check in another hour, for example, and it will be there. So that means your Bitcoin wallet will be filled. In my example right here, you will see that I currently, the only coin that I possess on Binance, for example, is Torchain. That means that I probably bought Rune a few days ago. But as you can see, the rest of my wallet is pretty much empty because I withdrew everything. I use Binance a lot to buy and sell cryptocurrencies, but I don't always use it as a storage method. Usually when I buy cryptocurrency and I want to invest it into my long-term portfolio, I withdraw it and I send it to my hardware wallet. Like I talked last week. For example, this is my ledger, for example. This is a hardware device where I store a lot more of my cryptocurrencies. It's like a USB stick with numbers on it. And basically this means it's more secure than Binance itself. Although Binance is still one of the most safe exchanges you can use. And when you're a newbie or like when you're just starting out with like a low amount of money, then I would just advise you guys keep using Binance. It isn't worth the investment because like a hardware wallet like this, it costs money. You have to pay it. Once you're paying like, or if you're buying a little bit more cryptocurrency with a little bit more cash, like with a lot more money, then it's well worth the investment by buying a hardware wallet like a Ledger Nano S, like this, or like a Trezor. But like a Ledger Nano S is the most popular one, as you can see. In my own country, or especially with the euros, they are usually around 60 euros. But depending on your own local currency, you'll probably have another type of value. But basically something like this where there's a screen on it with buttons on it, and basically the full security package, right? You also have an alternative called Trezor. It's also perfectly viable, guys. Like there are multiple options out there, but the most used today is still the Ledger Nano S. You also have the Ledger Nano X, which supports Bluetooth. So basically that means you can access your ledger on your mobile phone. Okay. Do you really need it? No, I generally do not trade on my mobile phone. I use my mobile phone to track my investments, so I have certain apps where I enter manually how much cryptocurrencies I have of each cryptocurrency. And then it automatically calculates how much my money is worth today, tomorrow, and the day after, okay? But it doesn't calculate, of course, like or it does not hold any of my cryptocurrencies on my mobile phone itself. If you really want to send or withdraw cryptocurrencies from your ledger with your mobile phone, then you can definitely buy the Nano X because it has Bluetooth support and it can be accessed by your mobile phone. But the general Nano Ledger S just uses like a cable, like a USB stick cable, and just plug it in into your USB entry in your PC, and then it's connected to your PC, right? So that's usually for most people enough. So the Nano Ledger S will generally suffice for most people. Okay. On security methods and on wallet storages, we'll talk about that in future sessions. But today I'm not gonna be talking about too much and don't want to overcomplicate things. So let's stay to Bitcoin, right? Or let's stick to Binance as of today. Okay. So if you bought something, it's getting into your wallet, right? If you bought something recently or sold something recently, it's still in there unless you withdraw it from your account. Let's say if I want to withdraw it to Coinbase, for example, then yeah, then it will disappear from my wallet. So whenever, let's say if Coinbase supports Rune, if it does, then I can maybe show you an example again. But let's say on receive, let's say if it supports Rune. Don't think it really does. No Rune on there, so you can see you can't always sell everything. So if you want to obtain Rune, you would have to buy Bitcoin first on Coinbase, send it to Binance, and then buy Rune there. Because Rune, for example, or Torchain, is not a coin that's supported by Binance. So basically, when you deposit Bitcoin, eventually it arrives in your Bitcoin wallet. I currently have like $10 worth. It was from our example from last week. Last week, I deposited $10 from Bitfavo, if you remember, because I still had a small amount of money there, and I sent it to Binance, okay? What if I want to use this Bitcoin to buy another cryptocurrency? Well, then you go to markets. This is our storage, fiat and spot wallet, the wallet where all our cryptocurrency are currently being kept. But if we want to buy cryptocurrency, it makes sense that we have to go to markets. Like markets, the word says it itself, like markets just means like we want to go to the trading markets. Not to trade. This can also be an alternative method to access your funds. But basically, the easiest way possible is just click on markets, guys. When we click on markets, okay, we're seeing a full overview of every cryptocurrency that's supported by Binance and against which payment methods, okay? This is the payment that we have: BNB markets, BTC markets, alt markets. Let's click on one of them. Let's say if we click on BTC markets, that does not mean we can buy or sell Bitcoin. That means Bitcoin is the payment method. If we want to trade something on an exchange or buy or sell something, like in real life, if you want to buy a piece of bread, you gotta pay with something else. You're not getting that piece of bread for free. You gotta pay with euros. On Binance, it's the same thing. If you want to buy Ethereum, ADA, XRP, BNB, DOT, Doge, Luna, Sol, doesn't matter which altcoin, you gotta provide the payment. But on Binance, you can have multiple payment options. A cryptocurrency generally supports more payment options. That basically means, like, if you want to buy Ethereum, it's possible you can buy Ethereum with Bitcoin as a payment method, but also pay it with like BNB, the own native supported coin of Binance itself. It's like the original cryptocurrency made by Binance. That's also a payment method, okay? But if you obtain BTC, for example, right now, then you go to BTC markets, and then you check in the list. The list is fairly huge, as you can see. It's fairly extensive. So if you want to find something very quickly, then just search for it in the coin name, okay? For example, XRP. And then you can see, okay, XRP against BTC. Let's say you're entering, like, let's say ADA. I want to find an example that's not being able to supported by everyone, like maybe DOT. Oh, not a bad example. I have to find like an unknown example. Rune also supported by BNB, BTC. Like VeChain? No. I want to find a coin that only accepts like a very low amount of cryptocurrency. Actually, let's see. Do we have AVAX? A less popular coin? No. But let's just keep it at like Ethereum, for example. No, Ethereum has like everything. Oh, Ethereum is a beautiful example because it is not supported by BNB. Okay, let's say you want to buy Ethereum, right? So Ethereum is a good example. When you first visit markets, when you click on markets, you will first be at the BNB market. So if you want to enter Ethereum, for example, you would think like, oh, can't I buy Ethereum right now? Like, what happened? How is it possible that Ethereum is not able to be traded on Binance? So that doesn't make sense, right? But that just means you're at BNB. And just know that you have to look a little bit further and click on the other tabs, like BTC market, alts market, fiat markets, to buy or sell Ethereum. Because it's just not supported by BNB, okay? So when you again go to BTC, then you can see, okay, Ethereum is supported. So Ethereum is able to be traded against Bitcoin. So you always need one or two of them. Same thing if you want to buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin, then yeah, Ethereum is also a viable payment method. But let's click on, yeah, just let's click on the Ethereum BTC perspective. So let's say if we want to buy Ethereum, for example, right? And we know we have Bitcoin, okay? We know that because we deposit to our wallet. We click on Ethereum BTC, okay? For today, let's click it on Classic. Advanced is a little bit more advanced with a few more methods, but basically if you want to keep it basic and not overcomplicate things for newbies, let's go to Classic Trade and click on Submit, okay? Don't be overwhelmed by the screen you're going to get, okay? This can be fairly overwhelming for new people. I know the first time that I saw this layout, I was like, holy shit, how am I ever going to be able to use this? Once you're able to use this, then like it's like you never know any better. Like it's becoming natural. Everything starts to make sense, and it's like an everyday habit, right? For me, like everything makes sense. I know what everything stands for, and I know what everything does. Okay. So basically, the first time when you use this, so don't kid yourself, guys. Don't look at the chart. This might overcomplicate things. This is the order book. This is just orders being placed by me, by you, by everyone else in the world. So don't take a look at that. That doesn't all matter. But we just go to downstairs and we go to the spot wallet. This is where the trades are being made. Buy Ethereum or sell Ethereum with Bitcoin, of course. Because why? We have the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. So that means, okay, we can buy Ethereum or sell Ethereum. If you want to buy Ethereum, click on the amount. If you want to buy one Ethereum, one full Ethereum, it will ask you like, okay, right now, as of the value of today, a full Ethereum costs 0.068 Bitcoin. Alright? That's the thing you need to do. You also need to calculate how much Bitcoin you have. What you can also do is, let's say you don't have a lot of Bitcoin, you can also use this slider to basically specify how much Bitcoin you want to use from your wallet and buy Ethereum. In my case, I only had $10 worth of Bitcoin, so when I click on 100%, it basically means I'm using all my Bitcoin and I'm getting 0.003 Ethereum in return. That's it, okay? That's the amount I'm going to get. If you don't want to use your entire Bitcoin as a payment, you can also use a slider. But nothing is stopping you to do it manually. This is my full balance. I can also click on, for example, 0.0001. Okay, 0.0001 for example. And then I will only use like a small part of my Bitcoin, right, as a payment. So you can also specify it yourself, but the slider makes things a lot more easy on how to specify how much of your Bitcoin do you want to use and trade for Ethereum. Okay. This is the limit. I'm gonna start with market. Market is a little bit more easy. Market is generally, especially for investors, the only thing you will need. Once you go to spot, automatically it will click on limits, but limit is basically an order that's not supposed to be triggered yet. When you click on market, it actually means market execution. That means you're buying Ethereum at the current value. Right now, we can see Ethereum is currently $3,238 worth, okay? If you want to see it on a chart, then by all means go to it, see on the chart, and see the value. If you don't have any experiences with charts yet, then just go to CoinGecko, for example, and you can look up the value of Ethereum today. And then you see, okay, what is the course, what is basically the value of Bitcoin right now, okay? $47,000, what is Ethereum today, okay? And basically this means you are okay with the value of today. You're perfectly fine that you're buying Ethereum or selling Ethereum at this value. That's market execution. That basically means I want to buy as quickly as possible or I want to sell as quickly as possible. And that means right now at the spot immediately. When I place an order right now, and let's say I want to buy I do market execution with 1 Bitcoin, so I'm using 1 full Bitcoin as payment. I will get a lot of Ethereum for that. Because yeah, 1 Bitcoin is currently worth like almost $50,000 and 1 Ethereum is like $3,000. So I'm probably getting something like 15 Ethereum for that. But basically you have to specify, okay, how much do you want to buy? We don't have to enter even a price. Why? Because yeah, we're buying at the current price. No matter what that is. We're buying at this value, the value of today, the value of this minute. So basically when you enter the value you want to buy it, let's say you have like 0.1 Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin for example, then that's how much you want to buy. And if you want to calculate how 0.1 Bitcoin is, then guys just go to CoinGecko again or take your calculator, okay? If 1 Bitcoin is 47,000, then 0.1 Bitcoin of course is $4,700, okay? So it's just 1/10 of the value. So that means you're buying Ethereum with $4,700, okay? Most likely this will be too much for most people. So generally it's not uncommon to see you having a buy entry or like placing a buy with like a very small amount like this. That's not uncommon because the value of Bitcoin is a lot today, right? So that's the amount you want to buy with. So if you really want to know how much you're buying with dollars or euros or your own local currency, then remember, let's say you own 1 Bitcoin right now and you want to buy Ethereum, like $100 worth of Ethereum. Remember, we're buying with Bitcoin, so that's kind of confusing because right now we can't specify, we can't put in, I want to buy $100 worth of Ethereum. No, you have to enter how much Bitcoin do you want to pay. So if you really want to know, for example, how much 100 euro is in Bitcoin, you can always look at or on Google and just say like 100 euro to Bitcoin, for example. And they will automatically, of course, get like a calculator, and that says to me like, okay, 100 euro equals 0.0025 Bitcoin. So I know, okay, how much do you want to buy? 0.0025 0.025 Bitcoin. And this amount equals 100. Oh, it's actually another 0. And this is the amount that's like equal to 100 euro. Okay? So because I made the calculation. So remember that the payment method in this case isn't euro, it isn't dollar, it's Bitcoin. So you have to do the calculations yourself or use a calculator for it. Okay? And then when you click on buy Ethereum, it will automatically get filled. And you will own Ethereum. When you go to your spot or fiat wallet, fiat and spot wallet, you will automatically see your Ethereum balance higher than before. And of course your Bitcoin balance lower than before because you traded Bitcoin for Ethereum. Okay? Let's say, for example, that you think Ethereum is too expensive right now. You don't want to buy it at $3,000. Let's say you want to buy Ethereum when it gets lower. Okay? When it drops to a lower number, that's where the limit order gets in. A limit order is basically placing an order for a future. That basically means that if you think Ethereum is too expensive right now or too cheap to sell, for example, let's say you bought Ethereum for $3,000 and you want to sell it, not right now, but you want to sell it at $4,000. Then you can basically automate everything and you will use your limit order. Limit order is basically you put in a certain amount of information and the exchange, in this case Binance, will automate everything for you. So this basically means there's a price, and if the current value of Ethereum right now is like $3,200, to make things a little bit more easy, let's go to Ethereum against the dollar. So USDT is like a dollar coin. It's actually Tether, but it basically is an equivalent to the dollar. And let's say the current value, as you can see right now, of Ethereum is $3,250, right? What we want to do is, I don't want to buy at 3,250. I want to buy at 3,200, or maybe at 3,000 even. Okay? And how much do you want to buy? Sorry guys, this is wrong. This is the price you want to buy it. So this is $3,000 Ethereum, and then the amount you want to buy it with. Okay? Let's say you want to make a payment and you got like $200 to invest in. Then it basically means when Ethereum drops to $3,000, it's gonna buy $200 worth of Ethereum. You will get more Ethereum in return because if you buy Ethereum, as you can see right now, if you're buying at $3,000, you're getting 0.06 in return. If you're buying at 3,200, you will see this number go down. And if you're buying then for 200, you will see the number is different, right? It's just because if you're buying it more expensive, you're getting less Ethereum in return, right? If you think Ethereum is gonna drop even more, and if you someday wanna buy Ethereum because you think it's going to go back to $2,000, and if you then wanna buy at 200, see how much Ethereum you're gonna get? That's a lot more than 0.06. Right now you're getting 0.1 Ethereum in return. So basically the price means, okay, at which price do you wanna buy or sell? If you already own Ethereum, vice versa, you can do the same thing. You can also place a sell limit, and a sell limit basically means I don't want to sell right now because I think Ethereum is going to go up a lot more, and the current value of Ethereum is this value. But let's say you think Ethereum is going to go to 4,000 or even 5,000, but let's say $4,000. They enter limit price $4,000, and how much Ethereum you want to sell? Maybe everything you have, or maybe like a certain amount of it. But like if you have Ethereum, then enter the amount. Let's say you want to sell 1 Ethereum or half an Ethereum, or just say how much percentage you want to sell. Right now I can't use this slider. Why? Because I don't have any Ethereum. But if you had Ethereum, you would be able to use a slider. So let's say you might only want to take some partials and might only sell like half of it. It's possible that you have like 1 Ethereum, but you're like, no, I don't want to sell everything because I want to keep it for the long term, but I do want to take some profits along the way. So let me sell like half of Ethereum at like $4,000 or $5,000. And then when you click on it, and you want to sell like a 0.5 Ethereum, it will also specify how much that Ethereum will be worth at $4,000, $2,000, which makes sense because it's half of a full Ethereum. if you want to sell half of it right now at the current value, then of course you're not going to be able to get that much. The current value is this. So you will see that right now, if you would sell right now, this is the amount you're going to get. But if you're selling higher, then you can pretty much see, yeah, we're getting more money in return, which makes sense, right? Because we're selling at a profit. We're selling when Ethereum gets higher. Okay? And that's basically, that's a limit orders. A limit and a market orders. Markets buying or selling right now at the current value, not at another value. Immediately basically telling the market, telling the exchange, I want to buy right now at this exact second, and that will immediately filled. A limit order will be placed right here. Let me use an example. I currently got Rune, for example. Rune, let me use the example on Rune, which is an altcoin that I currently have. Let's say I don't want to buy it, but I want to sell it at $20 because I think it's going to go to $20, for example. Okay. Okay, Rune. Right now, this is the value of Rune, but I think Rune is gonna go to $20. So I enter. Okay, $20. How much do you want to sell? Don't want to sell everything because I believe it. Let's say half of it. See the slider? 50%. This is the amount of Rune I'm going to sell. 50% of 430 is 215. You can also enter this manually, of course, guys. 200, 250, 15, but the calculator makes things a lot more easier, okay? But let's say I want to sell 15%. If I sell this amount at $20, that means I'm getting $4,300 in return, which makes sense, okay? I'm using a limit order. Then I'm going to click on sell Rune. See what happens? Nothing happens. It's just being placed in the order book right here. It's getting placed in this order book because that's basically where everyone places their orders. But mine is way up above because see, I'm selling pretty high. Because we're only at $9 right now and I'm selling at $20, or at least I'm willing to sell at $20. This order will stay here forever until it gets triggered, okay? So that means when you place a limit order, it can be placed for like 1 day, but it can also be placed for half a year. The order will only be activated once the price is reached, okay? There are no fees, no disadvantages of placing an order this way. If you like change your mind, you can always cancel it. Cancel the order, okay? Because you personally think that Rune might not be able to reach $20 again. That's perfectly fine. But right now I got a sell order at $20 for half of my Rune. Because I have 430. Please guys, don't be confused when you go to your wallet and fiat and spot amount. I used to have 430 Rune. Right now in my fiat and spot wallet, it will tell me I only got 215 available. I got total, but right now in order 215. So remember that if I want to withdraw Rune, it will show me an error. If I enter the address, once I will withdraw like 400, it will show me this does not work. You do not have 400 Rune. It's because the Rune right now in my wallet is currently being used. It's in the order book, and if you want to have your full Rune again, you have to cancel it. So yes, you can see available 215. Cancel that amount, and it just returns in your wallet, just as easy as that. Okay. It's also the same thing. Right now I have Rune. I don't have dollars, but if I would have dollars, or let's say I sell Rune at $20, I would have dollars again in my wallet because I have traded Rune for dollars, so I get dollars in return. And let's say I want to trade Rune, then again I can place like a buy limit and say like, okay, I want to buy Rune back because I think Rune is gonna drop. And then you can instantly, like let's say at $15. Right now I would not be able to buy Rune or enter a buy limit at $15. Why? Because the system wouldn't be able to understand it. It doesn't make sense that I'm buying at $15 if the price is $9 today. So you can only place a buy limit lower than the current price. Because if you are willing to buy at the current price, then we use a market execution because we're buying right now. But if we want to buy lower, and why wouldn't we just monitor the price ourselves? Like let's say if you have a lot of time, right? Let's go to CoinGecko and we can see, okay, Bitcoin is 47,000. I'm gonna wait till 45,000, or Rune in this case. I'm gonna wait till Rune gets to $8. Why wouldn't you just wait and do a market execution? Because a lot of us also have like a life. I go to work, you go to work, we go to sleep 8 hours a day, or generally average on 8 hours a day. That means we are not always after our charts. We don't always have the time to monitor price. And sometimes price might quickly dip to $8 and then completely shoot back up to $10. And you're like, damn, last night it dropped in value. I missed the buy entry I want to buy and it left the station again. So to pretty much avoid that scenario, that's why limit orders are so important and so easy to work with. If you want to buy at $8, enter the price. I want to buy a rune at $8. How much do you want to buy for? I want to buy for $500 and I'm getting 62 rune in return for that. And when I click on buy rune, oh, I can't do it right now, your balance is not enough because yeah, I got $0. But if I have this amount, if I had $500, it will enter in this open order area in this tab, and it will wait until it gets filled, until it gets triggered. Okay, and that's that. That's how easy it is. Well, not that easy. I know this can be quite overwhelming for new people, but once you get the hang of it, things start to make more sense and start to get more easier. Okay. We also have a third type of order, and that's stop limits. I'm gonna avoid to explain a stop limit right now because this is more and more advanced. Even the average cryptocurrency trader does not know how a stop limit works. So that's something most people don't use, especially as investors. If you want to trade or actively trade, like day trade, the investment or the spot market, then there are certain use case scenarios where you will use a stop limit. But like 99% of the average cryptocurrency participant only uses market execution or limit execution. Okay, so I don't want to overcomplicate things, so I will wait with explaining a stop limit. Okay, so as of right now, just let this sink in, this information, and just try to experiment with the market and limit orders right now, because those are the most orders, or at least the two most types of orders you will use today. Okay, all right. Next in line, guys, another example that you might run into. Let's say let me point out a theoretical example. Sometimes you have to do more than one step to buy cryptocurrency. Let's say we currently have BNB in our wallets. Oh no, I know how right now. I know a good example. Let's say you own XRP right now. XRP is an altcoin, right? One of the most popular ones. And at some point in time, you're like, yeah, I got a lot of profit on XRP, and I want to buy another cryptocurrency with it. So that basically means that you want to sell XRP and buy another cryptocurrency with it, right? Because we can't always re-add money into Binance, because yeah, we have our monthly income, but we have our bank account where we allocate a certain percentage of our bank accounts to buy cryptocurrencies. Okay, we are not gonna buy the dip every single day, because if we would be buying the dip, or if we would be buying cryptocurrencies every single day, we wouldn't be able to live anymore, because we still have to have average day expenses, like our bills, like going to the supermarket every day, etc., etc., right? Okay, so in that case, sometimes you will want to use your cryptocurrency profits and reinvest that, compound it, and buy another cryptocurrency with it. So let's say you have a lot of profit on XRP, and you're like, yo, I changed my $1,000 XRP investment into $2,000. I recently discovered a new coin like ADA, for example, which is short for Cardano. So you want to buy Cardano or ADA, but you want to use the profits on XRP. You don't want to use other money, because yeah, your other money is reserved for your everyday expenses. The problem is XRP and ADA don't trade against each other. So let's say, look at XRP ADA, for example. Doesn't work. Or ADA XRP. It doesn't work because XRP is not a popular payment method for other cryptocurrencies. Like BTC is generally used to buy other cryptocurrencies. BNB as well. Sometimes fiat markets as well, like the dollar, like USDT, which is a dollar equivalent, which is basically short for Tether. And that's basically cryptocurrency made to imitate the dollar. But we never see somewhere, we don't see XRP BTC. Well, we do see XRP BTC because BTC is a payment method, but we don't see ADA XRP, Ethereum XRP, BUSD XRP, Luna XRP, ECP XRP. So that basically means we want to do another step in the system. We want to basically do two transactions. We want to find out, okay, which cryptocurrency is able to buy ADA. So you click on ADA. And we do know, okay, Bitcoin is a possibility and BNB is a possibility to buy ADA. XRP isn't. So what do we do right now? That means we have to own BTC or BNB. So that means instead of selling XRP for ADA, we are going to look if we can sell XRP for BTC or BNB, because if we own either of them, we can finally buy ADA. So instead of doing a direct transaction, we are basically doing a double transaction. So in this case, if I'm owning XRP, let's click on XRP right now. Okay, I see XRP BNB, I see XRP BTC. Okay, easy as that. Clicking on XRP BTC. And if you want to do it right now, again, as we talked about earlier, market execution. I don't have any XRP on the exchange right now, but if you had, remember, available. And let's say if you want to take some profits from your XRP, at like 50%, sell that XRP immediately, and in return you're getting Bitcoin. That means right now you're owning Bitcoin, you can safely go back to markets, and then finally click on ADA, because right now you own BTC as a payment method because you just sold XRP for BTC. We click on ADA BTC, and then we can finally do a market execution and immediately buy ADA with the profits on XRP. And the thing we actually did was we actually immediately sold XRP for ADA, but just with like two different steps. The only thing we did was actually buy ADA with XRP. But because we don't have a direct link, we used like a middle step, like a middleman, right? We go sell our XRP for BTC because that's a possibility. And then with that BTC, we got a return for the XRP profits. We're gonna buy our ADA. And that's as simple as that. So sometimes it is necessary that you have to take two different steps to obtain the coin you want to have. If you want a compound, for example, right? And that's basically how it works. Okay, guys, that's it for today. That's how you use the cryptocurrency exchange for investing. We're not done with our full Binance overview because later on I'm also going to be showing you guys how to basically use the Binance Futures platform. And the Binance Futures platform is basically a platform where you can basically trade with contracts, trade with leverage, and use and basically also earn money on a downtrend. Basically, go long or go short. If you don't know these terms yet, basically this means, and this might sound quite weird, but basically, it is possible that you can make money if Bitcoin goes up, because usually it makes sense that if you're buying Bitcoin or Ethereum for $2,000, that you're only able to earn money if you're like selling it, if you're buying it right here and selling it right here, right? Buy low, sell high, like the average investor does. But for those that are completely new, it's actually completely possible, and that's what we call real trading, like really trading with contracts. And this doesn't make sense, I know. Once I got the hang of this and once I learned this, I'm like, holy fuck, how does this work? This does not make sense. But there is a possibility that you're buying Ethereum for 2,500 and you're selling it for 2,000 and you're making money on it. Weird, right? Because that would basically mean you're buying a bicycle for $2,500 and you're selling it for $2,000 and you're earning $500 more. So instead of 2,500, I right now have $3,000. Even though Ethereum dropped in value, but that's trading contracts. And that's something different. We can go short or we can go long. When you're buying when you're buying cryptocurrency on the spot market, like we have just seen right now on the markets, it's the investment market. That basically means you're buying and selling real cryptocurrency without a contract. So basically, we can't earn a profit when our assets are dropping in value. Okay, so that's something different. But once in the future, when we go learn about USD SM futures, we're going to a different platform, and we're discussing on how everything works when you are trading contracts and when you're going short or when you're going long. Okay, but like I said, don't want to overcomplicate things. We will have a lot more sessions to go. We will go live each Friday, and we will build up our sessions chronologically and start with the beginning. Okay. Previous week you saw how to buy cryptocurrency, basically the entry into cryptocurrency. Today you saw how an exchange works once you want to buy and sell cryptocurrencies. And next week we'll continue on other stuff, okay? And there are also still some other type of things we need to discuss on Binance, which can also be like staking, earning passive money by lending your cryptocurrency to other people, etc., etc. We also have decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, SushiSwap, which will become clear in the future because Binance is not the only exchange out there. And Binance is also an example of a centralized exchange. But if you don't know these terms, don't worry, they will become more and more clear in the future. But as of today, guys, you know how Binance works. And the good thing about Binance is, if you know how Binance works, you pretty much know how every exchange works. There's an incredible amount of confluence and like the same layout on other exchanges like Qcoin, Bittrex, Poloniex, many examples out there, which you can also use and also be able to use the same methods on how to trade or how to buy and sell cryptocurrency like on Binance. So basically, if you know how Binance works, getting to know another cryptocurrency exchange like Qcoin is pretty easy. And you will soon see why, but that's for next week, guys. As always, if you like the value that we share, make sure you share it with your friends. And if you don't want to miss the future live streams or other YouTube content we provide, then make sure you are subscribed and have your notifications on, okay? Guys, we'll see you next week. As always, for the more advanced people, or if you want to know where cryptocurrency are headed, if they are a good point, if they are good at a good moment in time to sell or to buy, then please make sure to be there on our Monday crypto analysis sessions, where we talk about what we can expect that week. And we had a phenomenal past 2 weeks on our calls last week, because basically everything we have been talking about this Monday and the Monday before has pretty much played out perfectly. So basically, if you want to learn about chart analysis, technical analysis, how everything works, how to use trading order flow, or basically how I trade order flow on the charts, then stay tuned on our Monday sessions, because then I will see you already then. And otherwise, if you want to know how everything works on Friday, then be there on Friday, right? So I will see you guys on Monday or on Friday. And as always, guys, enjoy your weekend. Spend some time with your loved ones if you can. And yeah, enjoy the weekend and safe trading. Bye bye.